Sharp Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And somebody sent me over an article about this 12-year-old kid being suspended because he stared at a white girl. I mean, you got a 12-year-old African-American kid gets suspended from staring at a white girl. I mean, this is some Jim Crow type shit going on. And it's in Ohio, and if you ever been to Ohio, you know, this is a raggedy motherfucker. You know, I mean, like places like Cleveland and Columbus, this shit is raggedy. It's like they like behind time. They on some other shit. Really. It's a different world out there. And anything that happens in Ohio pertaining to anyone being mistreated, I'm not even surprised, to be honest. But there's one thing that this 12-year-old, his parent did that I totally disagree with. I don't think he should be in a private Catholic school. Any other school but a Catholic school, private school. I just don't think that's a good environment to be in and a good position to be in. So I'm going to get into some of this. I'm going to read some of this. It's pretty short. But an Ohio court has upheld the suspension of a 12-year-old black boy for staring at a white girl at school in what he called a staring contest, Fox 19 is reporting. The unidentified student was suspended from a private Catholic school, St. Gabriel Consolidated, in September of last year after school officials say he intimidated his classmate. So that's some Jim Crow shit. Intimidation by staring. Oh, that's some old school shit. According to the boy, he and the girl were engaged in a staring contest, and that she was giggling the whole time. Her documents state that the girl said she felt fearful, leading the school to suspend the boy despite the fact that he wrote an apology saying he meant no harm. I never knew she was scared because she was laughing, he wrote. I understand I'd done the right thing. That will never happen again. I will start to think before I do so. I am not in this situation. According to the parents, they filed a suit to have the suspension removed from his record. The perception is he intimidated her, said his mother, Candace Tolbert. My son stared at a girl who was engaged in a staring game. She giggled the entire time. According to Tolbert, the same girl was involved in an incident at the school that was much worse, yet led to no repercussions. The same girl that accused my son of this act of perception of intimidation aggressively poured milk on someone else's lunch. When she did that, there was no penalties for that. She received nothing for that. So she got a low track record. According to the school administration, their handbook states, in part, the principal is the final recourse in all disciplinary matters and may waive any and all rules at his or her discretion for just cause. A family intends to file an appeal. Wow. Now, I'm going to say that again. Listen up. The principal is the final recourse in all disciplinary matters and may waive any and all rules at his, her discretion for just cause. Wow. So, you know what that means? The principal has the last say so in any case within that school. Damn. So that's like living in North Carolina. I don't know if you live in North Carolina or you know anyone that live in North Carolina or you know the laws, but in North Carolina, if someone comes to your house, they can basically do whatever they want. If you go to someone's house in North Carolina, you have no rights, none whatsoever. Once you walk in their door, in their domain, in their environment, they can kill you, beat you up, or say and do whatever. And you have no case because you have no rights in that person's house. So in other words, you can shoot somebody or kill somebody in your house in North Carolina. Call 911 and tell them what happened, and they'll come pick the body up, and that's the end of that. And so, based on what I've read, the principal has the same amount of power. Damn. So the bus stops with the principal. But, I just don't think that if I had a kid, I wouldn't want him in this school. That's just me. A Catholic school? Damn. That's like going to church 180 days, 85 days out of the year. Damn. Shit. Oh man, that's some powerful brainwashing. So in other words, when you go to, I don't know if you know this, but most black churches that I've been to, all of them that I've been to, there's always the Jesus Christ that's either a statue or somewhere in the window of the church. There's always a person that looks to be Caucasian. It's never a person that looks like me or looks similar to me. And I would bet my life on it that it's just like this in the Catholic Church. So if you send your kid to a Catholic church, he's going to be brainwashed, just like a lot of black people do when they go to church. And if you understand the images is powerful. So I don't really know what his parents were thinking about sending him to this school, but in my opinion, they're setting the kid up for failure. And we gotta teach our kids the game. We gotta teach them early. We gotta teach them as soon as they start asking questions about girls and about whatever that's curious to them. We gotta teach our kids the game. We gotta teach them and tell them what's really going on out here. We cannot be passive. We can't act like things aren't the way it is based on what they see on television and based on their experiences at school. Because I can relate to going to some schools where it was so bad, where I was being mistreated so badly. I told my mom to get me the hell up out of here. I can't take this shit no more. So you got this young kid that didn't do anything wrong, but he thinks he done something wrong. And now he feels bad because of what happened. You know what I'm saying? And that really fucks a young kid up, because young kids, they don't understand. They're too young to really understand what's really going on out here. So whenever kids have incidents like this where they're being punished for something that they don't deserve, it really fucks with their psyche. And it can sometimes affect them in the future. And this is why you have a lot of adults, you have a lot of young kids that grow up older, and this is where a lot of the self-hate comes from, because they've been rejected and they've been mistreated so much. So they get to a point where it's like, I can't. I have a hard time being myself. I'm getting mistreated and punished by being myself. So I guess I have to be someone else. I guess I have to become someone else. And I guess I have to hang out with people that look that's different from me. So this is where a lot of the self-hate it starts from. So we got to put our kids up on game. We can't. And we got to put them in a position to win, to strive, not to survive, to thrive and win. Because it takes a village to raise kids. It takes a village to have a family. And the kids, just as we're only as strong as the people that we have around you. So we got to put ourselves, including our kids, in the best position as possible to win. So what do you think? Leave your comments below if you have any questions. And if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel, check out my blog. Until next time, I'm out.